We have two students as guest presenters this morning. And I'd like to let you know that both of the young ladies are from the city. And we have clarified that that means New York, not Syracuse. It's all yours.
So great. Thank you so much, and good morning to all. I'm so pleased to be here with you this morning. I know that you've all received my more detailed report, so my remarks will be brief. And as they say in the legislature, I'm going to yield a lot of my time to our guests, and I'm so happy that they're here with me. I do want to share as we, let's see, always happy when this works. With my department, we certainly take the time to reflect on our pledge, on our institutional goals for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Everyone knows that this is my first year here on the campus because I started in May. In fact, May 9th will be a full year here on the campus. And I just want to, I can't say enough how collaborative the campus has been, how supportive they have been in anything. No one has blocked my calls, as I say. Everyone that I've reached out to has been more than willing to work with the office, to work with our students, and it's meant so much. It's not work that you do alone. It really takes our community, and I am just proud to be part of Potsdam and to be in a space where there is such collaboration, such commitment to our students. This slide here shows just what our departments, all of the different areas that we work in. It doesn't include my work in affirmative action and in other areas and other committees on the campus, but gives a good overview of the services from the divisions, the ones that are student-facing, if you will, our student support services, the training initiatives, the various student clubs that the center supports, and then also the breakdown of our facilities. If you haven't been there, it's in Sisson Hall, where we have a conference room, a computer lab, there's a meditation room and a game room and a student lounge. It really is a place that works and functions as a landing place for our students and for all of our students here on the campus. So we're very pleased to have those types of facilities to offer to our students. This year, we have held several programs in our support of our students. We've had various events. We've been able to continue our Live Now program. And so in January, instead of going home, our students had a week at a camp. And I think they might talk about that, I don't know. But they were able to go away for a whole week and experience the Adirondacks. We really work hard to try to acclimate our students to the area. We want to make sure that they don't miss out on all the wonderful things that the area has to offer. So as many partnerships as we can have, as much exposure as we can give all of our students, that certainly helps our work, and it helps and enhances their experience here on the campus. I'm going to be quick. These are just a few flyers that show the various activities that we've hosted at the Center for Diversity. Some different events that we've had throughout the year. Let me be quick. And I'm going to confess right from the beginning, I didn't bring charts and numbers because we probably all have a lot of that already. So I just brought my photo album to share with all of you. One of the things that I'm most proud of is our DEI monthly dialogue roundtables. I cannot tell you all that this has meant to our students. It is not a setting or gathering where we have an agenda. It is about us coming together as community. And it has meant so much to our students to be able to sit around the table. And if you recognize some of the faces, our students are sitting around the table with our provosts. There are about 3 or 4 deans at this table, our university police, our Title IX folks, various faculty members, and just having casual conversations. And if we think this is insignificant, it isn't. It matters much to be able to come together and just have just natural community conversations without an agenda. And it's been wonderful to see what has come out of this. There are various programs that are being planned because of requests that students were able to make during this time that we have. And my goal in this effort is to run out of room. That's my goal. And we have, right? We've moved a lot of tables. But but it's been wonderful. And then these are just pictures of different events that we've had. And I'm going to let our students speak to the various things that we've done. But the work that we do continues. It's very important for us to make sure that for all of our students that we are very conscious and intentional about the experiences that they have on our campus. And it's work that we do as a team, all of us here on this campus, and their experience matter much. We are very responsive to our student needs, and these conversations that we have and the spaces that we create for them are critical to that experience. And in all of our work, we want to make sure that they see Potsdam as a place where they can find their path, as a place where they have choices that speak to them, and as a place where they can begin to carve out their futures. And the goal is always to get to this point and to help them to reach these milestones. And I'm so glad to be able to introduce two of our students who happen to be seniors, Imani Reed and Leishka Hernandez Lujanda. Did I say that right? I better. Okay. All right, and I will give them the floor. You probably know better than me.
Hi, I hope everybody's having a good morning. My name is Imani Reed. I am a senior here, and my major is criminal justice, and I minor in psychology. I'm also the president of our club as the CFD Black Student Alliance.
Hi, my name is Leishka. I'm also a senior here at SUNY Potsdam. My major is psychology, and I also have a minor in Spanish. And the club that I have at the CFD, I'm the president of Socoloca.
As Dr. Richardson was talking about, some of the things that we really loved about this school or getting to experience is, of course, our Adirondacks trip to our spring break that we had for we stood there for the whole spring break for a week, and I feel like that was really a good experience. The first time I did it and the second time I did it, because it was just, you would never get to experience that in the city. So I felt like coming here was something new to do, and it also opened up your horizons. You know, I never thought I'm gonna be in the Adirondacks getting maple syrup from trees, and I'm just like, okay, but it was a really good experience, and I honestly would do it again, and I hope that it does stay here. I felt like it was a good thing that was brought to the CFD, and I feel like I'm always in the office. I feel like it's my safe space. I can go there, and I love chit-chatting with Sean, everybody that's there, especially Courtney, who's now new to the CFD, but I feel like she makes a great addition. I love being there, and that was honestly my memorable moment, but also becoming the president of VSA, I felt like it was a great time. You know, it was a little scary. I'm like, president? I don't think so, but it was really good. Some of the pictures that I do have, that was when we just came back. The first picture on the left, on the top, that was our first year funnel. Leishka is also in that picture too, and we were welcoming the new freshmen that was coming to the school. I was excited. And our other one, next to that picture, it was our Black History Month bash. So it was just ending off Black History Month, and we all really came together, celebrated, and did a little karaoke. We're really excited about that. And then the other one underneath the first year funnel, that was our Kwanzaa Ball. It's an annual thing that we do have, and it was just a great way to come out, you know, and be there. And the one where we're all in yellow, very bright yellow, that was our first mixer to welcome the new freshmen, to get some more people in our club, because of course after the pandemic we didn't really have any real club members, so that was our chance to really invite people in and get more people that we would have when we leave, because I'm a senior and we need other people to run the club. Of course, we don't want them dying, and we did find those people, so I'm pretty excited about that. Because the picture above it, is all our new members that's there also. So I'm pretty excited about that. They're pretty cool. Yeah, if you want to talk about your thing.
So for me, this one,
Yeah.
I'm not that tech savvy. For me, some of my memorable events, on the top left where you see the big group, I actually went snow tubing for the first time, and it was a CFD event, I believe, last year. And snow tubing, I was like, I don't know what that is, but let's try it. And so I did, and I really had so much fun, especially like with the group that went. And the bottom with the two girls at the bottom, it's me and a C-Step member, which is also on the same floor of the CFB lounge. And then the picture with the blue dress. So I was able to have the opportunity to go to a C-Step conference for the first time this year. And I was able to like learn and do some workshop of leadership, and also I was able to network with people from different colleges, because it was all the colleges that had C-Step programs there. And then with the green dresses, that is also Kwanzaa Ball, and that is my group of the Sokoloka e-board. And so we like collabing. We collab a lot with BSA, and we've done karaoke night as a mixer, and we also have done the women's banquet. So we invite lots of all the women faculty members that can join us, and we usually do it like an informal. So we just sit around the table and we just talk to all the women faculty on campus, and we just try to get details, get some skills that we can use for the future. And sorry. So for me, my career goal in the end is to become a therapist for veterans specifically. And the way SUNY Costume has helped me with that is by providing internships. So I have done 2 internships, well, I'm still currently doing them. I was provided a 3-year internship, so I started my sophomore year doing an internship at Art Jefferson St. Lawrence. So I work with kids and adults with disabilities, and work our way with trying to show them skills that can help them be independent once they grow up, and once their goal is to become independent and live on their own. So we help them with that. And then another internship, which is on campus, is I became a peer counselor here at the counseling center. So I provide support to the students on campus.
My internship experience, I am currently at an internship in the CFD. So I really do work closely with Sean and Dr. Richardson in order to have certain events, or like kind of prepare, the setting to have those events. And some of the stuff we do is we do the DEI roundtable talk. I enjoy that a lot, because I feel like sometimes it's kind of hard to talk to faculty in a setting where it's so strict. So I feel like when it's at a setting that we eat at, and like we can just have a conversation, I feel like more things happen. Because I know my group, BSA, like our members, they have problems, but they don't know where to go, or they don't know who they can talk to. So I feel like in this setting, it's easier, because I can kind of like figure out what department you're from, what can you do, or like if you can help us. And even if you can't help us, it's more so like talking to you and you helping us, like trying to find out what to do. So I feel like that was a really great like thing that they did, and allowed a space to have an open conversation without feeling like, oh, I can't say this, because it's like a weird setting, so I don't know. So I just feel like that was good. We also did a showing of a film for Black History Month. Hetty did a film, and it was really good, and we got to set up that as well. And I got to talk to Hetty, talk about her film a little bit more, and I felt like it was a conversation that needed to be had, and I'm glad that we had the space to do it and make it happen. as for like my leadership opportunities that I got a lot of leadership opportunities from my internship because they gave me the opportunity to do things by myself, but with knowing I have like support in how to like, I could ask questions and how to do it. So I feel like that was a really great thing for me, and I really do appreciate it because it showed the support that I get from faculty and also that I can do stuff by myself as well. So I feel like the CFD is in a great place, you know, because the EOP office is downstairs, the C-STEP, and I feel like we all really do collaborate with each other a lot, especially with the work shops that they do. EOP does a lot of workshops, and Sarah is really good, Diana, like we all work together in order to like make it happen, especially use up the CFD lounge, which a lot of people are in all the time, because I know I'm in it, because they have the game room and stuff like that, and it's really cool. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Dr. Melesio Rodriguez. Our next order of business is the chair's report, which will be me, and it's very brief. Glad to know that. Lots going on at SUNY Potsdam, not just because we are nearing the end of the semester and anxiously anticipating graduation. And if you as council members have not yet responded to Katie's numerous emails, please let her know now, today, preferably, if you're going to be at commencement. Is there anything else? I know you've already sent out some of the details,
No, I think we.
or did Eric send them out?
I did,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
then, but Eric sent them to me. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
This is gonna be an exciting graduation, it always is. And there's been a lot of changes you may have noticed around campus of late. So we are delighted to welcome our new president, our 18th president, Dr. Suzanne Smith. Welcome to your very first of many council meetings.
Yes, I hope so. Thank you.
We're delighted to have you and your husband Brett and your
Thank you.
son Sam.
Thank you.
And the 5 dogs are settling into the house, which they tell me right now is still full of boxes.
Yes.
So it's not a reflection on anybody's housekeeping, it's just a reflection on a 20-hour drive from Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're delighted to have you here.
Thank you. We're thrilled to be here.
I also want to give thanks on behalf of the council to Phil Nizer, who has been our officer in charge, who hates to be the center of attention. That's why he's sitting in the dark in a corner. He's been here for just over a year, and I can't thank you enough, Phil, for stepping into the void, if you will, and knowing full well what you were walking into was not all roses and butterflies. So we thank you for, once again, being of service to your campus, your alma mater. And it was been great to welcome you home. So we appreciate it very much. I also would like to welcome back to the College Council in person, Harold Johnson from Watertown. Harold's had a little bit of a rough patch with his health, which we can all appreciate, but welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And congratulations to Kylie. We think it's congratulations. She was just reelected as president of the SGA. And so she will be with us again for another year as a member of the council. And I don't see Blair here, but I want to offer thanks to Blair, who I understand is termed out as chair of the Faculty Senate. So we've all appreciated getting to know Blair a little bit better. And the elections, are they going on now? Okay. So there will be a new face at the meetings as we get a new chair of the Faculty Senate. So that's just about all I have, other than to say once again, thank you to all the members of the search committee, and to the whole campus for the warm welcome that you have given to Dr. Smith and her family. It's been a long road, but we have reached the next destination on our journey. So you've got 200 years of history behind you. No pressure.
No pressure.
No.
I appreciate that.
Okay. All right, so thank you again to everyone, and please keep up the good work, and please take every opportunity to welcome Dr. Smith and her family, including the 5 dogs, who I'm sure will be a big hit on campus.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So now we're gonna turn this over to Phil Miser for his last officer in charge report to the group.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting weekend for me, the last of these meetings for me in this role. And tomorrow, later today, is my last gathering with the foundation board, the alumni board, and just a lot going on. It's very exciting, and the weather is warmer, and the flowers are out in my yard. And yeah, I want to give you the officer in charge report. Not say everything I said in my written report, but say a few things, and there's a few updates in here, small updates. You all know the New York State budget is not passed yet. The budget is likely to include certain things. Additional operating support for SUNY in lieu of undergraduate tuition increases, which it seems are not going to get through. Additional funding to support the tuition assistance program, as well as a corresponding increase in the income limit thresholds for eligibility, both for dependent students and for independent students, and then new funding for capital construction and maintenance. These items would all positively impact SUNY Potsdam. We don't know by how much, depends on our cut and the total sums allocated and so forth to SUNY. But those things will help us. They'll help our students, especially the TAP changes will help our students give more people access to higher education. You all know we've been working on a multi-year financial stability plan, and we'll soon begin implementation of the major steps in that plan. Charts a 3-year path to budget balance. I'm pleased to say that the plan is in alignment with SUNY Potsdam's mission and with our newly crafted, updated institutional priorities, which is very important. And SUNY and we agree that, yes, let's wait till the New York State budget is passed, let's see what that brings, and then let's go from there, right, as far as actually taking steps. I'm sure you all want to know about enrollment. I can offer you a little enrollment update. Applications, as it says in my report, on the undergraduate side, applications and deposits are way up. Applications and admittances are way up. Deposits are, on the undergraduate side for first-year students, down relative to this time last year. However, that's not alarming for a reason that I'll offer in a minute. Transfer students are up. 66 transfer students have made a deposit, as compared to 60 at this time 1 year ago. So we're up by 6. We expect to get many more. All these numbers are as of now compared to last year as of the equivalent now, right? So the numbers will all go up. Very important is that the accepted student day, which is tomorrow, and by all means, head on over there and schmooze and shake hands with students and prospective students and their families. The number of people registered, or the number of prospective students registered, most important, for tomorrow, as of yesterday, was 235. The number of prospective students last year at this time for the second accepted student day, the day before, 2 days before, was 145. So it's up almost 100. That's very important. That means they're very serious about SUNY Potsdam, that they've been accepted, and they're coming to Potsdam. We all know when you come to Potsdam, there's a lot to fall in love with. And so we will reap a lot of deposits tomorrow. People visiting, the prospective students can make a deposit there and then if they wish. They can use a QR code to make appointments to get financial aid counseling without waiting in line. They have a great system set up for all that, and it's quite a fun event. It starts in the multipurpose room, I think at 1:30, and then there's a big gathering, and then there's 3 breakout sessions in different buildings on campus for different academic areas. Again, just a lot going on. Okay, so that's some enrollment news. Middle States, the accreditation update. Now, I'm going to repeat a little bit from my written report, but it's a pretty exciting thing for me and for us, so I can't resist repeating a little bit. You know, every 8 years, we go through the accreditation process with the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, as do other colleges, and Middle States changes over time. They have updated some of their standards, what they expect regarding how you assess, how you work continuously to improve. They're very big on continuous improvement. So we were reviewed, and last June, the commission declared that, yeah, we're fully accredited, but we have work to do. We have to do some major updates in academic assessment, non-academic assessment, and budgeting. So in response, in only 8 months, we engaged in a campus-wide effort in these areas. We created new processes, new timelines for actions, new forms, new oversight structures. Middle States, for example, used to be okay with every 4 years, departments and divisions meet and assess how they've done over the past 4 years and then consider steps to improve. Now you have to do some of that assessment work and report on it and consider steps to improve every year. So that requires a whole different set of ways of doing things. Assessment has to be more pervasive. It has to be more clearly and in a demonstrable way linked to budgeting decisions, and and steps taken to improve at the college. So people got to work. They rolled their sleeves up. People from across the campus, in every division, in every department, in every unit. Thanks to the great work, when the Middle States site visit team came here at the end of that session, the peer review team visit, they call it, and we assembled in Kellis 106, and they read the verbal version of their report. You know, they declared that their finding is that we're in complete compliance. This is for the campus. We're not supposed to spread it far and wide, but it's not a secret, but that's how it, because it's only a recommendation to the commission. The commission will meet in June and make a decision, but the commission gave us, the reviewers gave us kudos for the progress that we made, for the work that we have done, and said that, you know, we appear to fully comply with all the Middle State standards and requirements of affiliation. We're going to continue this work and to institutionalize assessment, reflection on what we do, and improvement into every aspect of how we run the college, because this was beneficial to us, and doing those things is beneficial to us. It's not just about Middle States. But I'm just so proud of all the work that was done, and you know, happy to be part of it. You know, and there's many things when you leave a job of any kind, when you leave a job like the one I've been in, you know, you have to leave a lot of things unfinished, and you're welcome, you get them all. You know, this came to, it's not even literally finished, but it came to a very important finishing point for us, and it's very exciting for everybody, and at a time when, you know, people needed some good news, you know. Finally, I want to say that, as you know, and as you said, June, thank you, my time as officer in charge has come to an end. I'm very pleased to know that you, Suzanne, are at the helm. SUNY Potsdam could not be in better hands, and the future of the college is bright, I believe. For me, it's been an honor and a privilege and fulfilling. It hasn't always been a pleasure. It's not that kind of job to serve in this college as interim president. I'm very grateful specifically. I'm grateful to everybody. I'm very grateful specifically to you, the members of the College Council, for the trust and support you've given me and given the college in the last year and a half. So thank you for all you do for the college.
Thank you, Phil. Now, we come to one of our favorite parts of the College Council meeting, which is asking for your approval for several naming recognitions. And I'm going to turn it over to David Davin, who is the head of advancement, to introduce the resolutions, and we will vote on them individually.
Well, and we're pleased to have several different resolutions this time. I'm going to let Sherry talk about them in detail, but we're very pleased about these right now. You can see it's a very busy season for us, and that always means good things. So, Sherry?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sherry Paradis, and so I have the pleasure of working with David in College Advancement. I'm a senior director. So one of my favorite parts of the job is being able to celebrate philanthropy and honor those who give so generously to the college. So today we have several namings that we're going to start with that are in response to spaces in our newly renovated Crane School of Music. Those gift commitments were made prior to the completion of the project, so those donors have been waiting to put those names on those spaces, and we're happy to have the opportunity to celebrate their generosity this summer. Pending approval today, we'll celebrate their generosity this summer during reunion weekend. So the first two naming resolutions for your consideration today come from the same donor, Scott Goodman, class of '79. And so Scott studied under distinguished teaching professor James Peterzak in Crane's percussion area. And so JP is with us today. I want to acknowledge JP. He's over on the wall. And so JP was instrumental in Scott's time here at Potsdam. JP taught at Crane for more than 50 years, and his former students have gone on to lead incredibly successful careers as performers and also as professionals in the music business industry. So to commemorate the impact that JP has had on Crane and on the generations of alumni, his former students, Scott Goodman has made a gift to name the faculty office in the Percussion Alley area of Crane the James Peterzak JP Percussion Studio. So that is the resolution, the first one that I put before you today.
Okay, is there a motion?
Move it.
Thank you, Richard. Seconded by Kylie. Thank you very much. You all have a copy of the resolution. Many of you know JP.
Is there anybody that doesn't?
No, I don't think so. He'll take care of it if there is, so
Yeah.
just send him a note. So is there, if you're in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? No, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Next is,
So the second naming is also made possible by Scott, and it acknowledges the impact that Scott's education at Crane had on his own career as an alumnus Percussion Alley. As some of us may know, if you don't know, it's the area in Crane, obviously dedicated to our percussion students. It's completely renovated and state-of-the-art now. It's a pretty cool space. And so Percussion Alley was home, the old Percussion Alley was home to Scott's formative years as a young musician. Scott has gone on to work for some of the top music businesses in the country and has continued to remember Potsdam all through those years, giving of his time and resources back to the college and to our students. So to acknowledge his impact and his second gift today that we'd like to talk about and his generosity, we present the naming for the Margot and Scott E. Goodman Percussion Alley.
is there a motion? Harold, thank you. Second?
Second.
Molly, thank you. Okay, you also have a copy of that resolution. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of the resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion is also carried.
Thank you very much. The third naming resolution and final this morning for the Crane School of Music acknowledges the generosity of a music business Sweetwater Sound. It's one of the leading music technology and music instrument retailers, and they've been incredibly generous to Potsdam as well. Sweetwater has made significant gifts to the college, and so today we present the naming for the Sweetwater Lobby, which is located in the new main entrance to the Crane School of Music. The first time Crane has had a main entrance, I might add, and so Will can speak to what a great addition that has been to the complex. So the resolution that we present is for the Sweetwater Lobby.
It only took 200 years to get a lobby in Crane. So you don't have to worry about lobbying here, although now maybe you do. Is there any discussion on the resolution for naming the Sweetwater Lobby? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion's carried unanimously.
And so that is my final resolution for a naming in Crane, although I'm sure Will would love to work with us with some future donors and name some more new shiny spaces in that building. So the final, I should say, the dedications, with your approval, thank you. The dedications for those 3 spaces will take place this summer during reunion weekend on Friday, July 14th. So you will be receiving invitations to those. They are.
Bastille Day.
Oh, is it? Yes. So that will be July 14th during reunion weekend. So thank you very much. I have a special guest with me this morning to help with the final presentation. I want to introduce Peter Galloway, who is our president of the Alumni Association. And so Peter is also a brother of the Order of Prometheus. And the Order of Prometheus was a former fraternity. Some of you may remember that organization. They were a service fraternity that existed on our campus for nearly 45 years. And so as a brotherhood of alumni, they're also a very active and strong organization. And so they've continued to give back to Potsdam through those years. And so 5 years ago during reunion weekend, they returned. Many of them return every summer, but 5 years ago for their 50th, they returned, and they discovered at that point the great need around food insecurity on our campus. And so they organized a food drive. It started out as just a food drive that weekend. And so since that time it's grown, and they really have learned more about the food pantry and about the needs on our campus. And so they have contributed more than $50,000 in support of the food pantry. And so today we present the naming to you for the Prometheus Alumni Food Pantry.
Any discussion?
We'll definitely move that.
Okay. So moved by Richard, second by Kylie. Any further discussion? I'd just like to give a shout out to Pete, who was also a member of the Presidential Search Committee this time. So thank you for that service. All those who are in favor of the naming resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, carried unanimously. Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Just it's an honor to be able to provide this service to the college campus that's clearly needed, and based on the organization's previous service, we're very pleased to be able to continue that, even though the organization doesn't exist currently on campus as an undergraduate fraternities.
Okay.
And that dedication will be Saturday, July 15th. So thank you. Thank you all. That was all I have for today.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we move into the reports section of the council meeting. And we're going to start with David.
Good morning, everyone. Advancement, as you can see, is very busy, so thank you for approving those naming resolutions. We appreciate it, and we look forward to celebrating them. We've been very busy welcoming our new president and her husband, Brett, to campus, helping them learn about campus. We're thrilled to have them. They're already making a great impact. Suzanne, we're just thrilled to have you here, and we're already seeing some great work getting done in only, 5 days so far. So, of course, we expect, and we've gotten confirmation from them, that Dr. Smith and her husband Brett will be involved in our work in advancement, and even that started last night, so we're off to a good start, and so we look forward to that. So that'll be, that work will continue, into the future. We look forward to rolling out our new president to our alumni and friends, both in the region and outside of it. We also have our foundation and alumni boards here convened for their biannual meetings, which will start right after College Council. And we look forward to having a listening session with Dr. Smith, updates on the college, dedication ceremony, which you approved last time, the Crane rehearsal room in memory of Dean Emeritus Dr. Robert and Mrs. Beverly Washburn. You're all welcome to join us in the Crane lobby at 4 p.m. for that. Of course, the foundation and alumni boards are both committed to helping recruitment. So Accepted Student Day we'll be involved with tomorrow. Our alumni are doing calls and outreach campaigns to prospective students and helping with retention. So it's an all hands on deck. Our entire community is involved in that. Our fundraising is still very strong, which shows the commitment our alumni and friends still have to Potsdam. We've raised $2.2 million as of last counting for this fiscal year, which puts us right on track with where we should be for our $3.1 million goal for the fiscal year, which ends June 30th. And then registration is open for Reunion 2023, scheduled for July 12th through 16th. As you heard, there'll be a couple namings during that, so we hope you can join us for those. We'll have an art exhibit, silent auction, alumni scholarship, and more. So we look forward to Reunion. And then, of course, the final note I'll say is you probably all got it. Potsdam people hit the mailboxes with the work from Marketing and Communications, our friend there, and it's just a great highlight for all our alumni and friends of everything that this campus continues to do. And then the rest you can see in my written report.
Any discussion, questions, comments? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Melissa, what's going on with administration?
Good morning. So a few highlights from my report. Environmental health and safety has implemented a new drone policy to get us in compliance with FAA regulations. But what's also neat about this is our director of VH&S has a license. So he has been able to partner with Physical Plant to take high definition pictures and measurements for them and not have to put people on a roof or rent expensive safety equipment. So that's been really helpful. Human Resources has also implemented 3 new policies since we last met, a separation policy, a preferred name policy, and compliance training policy. We've also rolled out several social media websites to assist with advertising our position vacancies on campus. Physical Plant has installed 4 automatic door openers along our accessibility path, which is great. Facilities will be renovating the asphalt pavers outside of the Union this summer. Those are deteriorating with our difficult winters, so that will be much nicer out front of the Union. And lastly, the Facilities Master Plan Steering Committee is in the final stages of drafting a recommendation to President's Council for the renovation of our Union. Any questions?
Questions, discussion, comments? Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Kylie, the newly re-elected president.
Do you guys want me to go up there or can I? I'll go up there. So hi, if you don't know me, I think I know most people in this room. But I'm Kylie Wilkins. I'm currently a junior here at SUNY Potsdam. My major is secondary education in biology with a minor in chemistry, so I'm busy. I'm also an RA in our freshman building, Bowman South. So I know a lot of people on campus, too many, but it's good. So SGA, we just got a new e-board. Super excited about that. I love when fresh people come in because they tend to have great, fresh, new ideas. I'm super excited to say that we're having 2 other seniors join me for next year, which will be nice to have a more mature group, which will be really awesome. And yeah, we're getting a whole spread of majors, which I always love because when I go to conferences and I talk to other SGAs, they're all poli-sci majors, and I think it's great when we don't have, like, poli-sci majors would be great on SGA, but I think having a wide variety of majors really helps us advocate for students better. We have so many new clubs being added. I put them in my report, but just to highlight, we have a Women in Business Club, NASA is back on campus, which is our Native American Student Association. We also have a coordinator for that now. Her name's Courtney. She's super awesome. They're doing a lot of programming over there. An event coming up for them is Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women Day, and that is May 5th. And we encourage everyone to wear red that day. That's super important. It's also super important to rally around the cause. Wearing red is one thing, but being a part of the cause and educating yourself is also very important. And that's a big event coming up for one of our clubs. We also have our end of the year carnival coming up. We got bounce houses again. Super excited about that. We always get the jousting one, and people like hit each other. We also have like a caricature artist coming. It's a really good de-stress. And it's the last day of classes. So it really gives our students a chance to like, before finals week, and we bring face painters in, and we really make it feel like a little kid's birthday party. Because believe it or not, people love it, and it's a really great way to like calm yourself down and like enjoy the end of the semester, because we can get really, really stressed. We're also going to be giving out SGA merch. We got like water bottles, and like our clubs are giving out different things, which is really great for their marketing and to use up the rest of their budget. We just approved our budget for next year. We're looking at about $400,000, which is great. And we're approving capital projects next week. So we have a lot of really great ones in right now. We have cameras for the Bowman parking lots, because we're currently lacking those. We have redoing the running path, the gravel path behind Bowman. That would be really awesome. That'd make it more accessible to both people on campus and the community. Some new fitness center equipment, rock wall renovation. But these are all, they need to be voted on still, but those are just some ideas that students have. A swing set, that would be cool. I don't but yeah, so it's all going really good, and like Amani said earlier, our clubs are having new records of attendance. They have so many members, and it's just great to see club events go well. We just did Pride Night at the Rockwall on Wednesday, and 70 students showed up. And that was a really great program. We've been doing programming in Maxi because we believe it's a space on campus that not enough students use. So we brought in karate experts, and they taught us self-defense. That was super awesome. We did a fitness hour for underrepresented students. So we closed the fitness center, and we did a separate hour so students could come in who didn't feel comfortable using the fitness center. We did a pool night where we covered all the windows in the pool, and we opened up a gender-neutral locker room within the pool. And so we've just been trying to do more programming over at Maxi to get more students there, because we feel like there are students who don't feel comfortable there, so that's been a really high up on our list to get done. But yeah, no, I'm super excited about next year, and we're just kind of finishing up our year as an e-board and trying to figure out what our plans are for next year, and I'm super excited to get another year. And yeah, I sit on the foundation board, so I'm super excited about this afternoon. And yeah, you can always reach out to me through email. I'm really good about not giving my own opinion and giving what students think. I often survey students to know what they think on certain issues, and I also have 25 residents of very differing backgrounds, so that also really helps me. But if there are any questions, I can take them, but if not, thank you.
Sounds super exciting.
Yeah, I use that word a lot. You should see some of my emails. I like exclamation points, so I have to go back through and like take, whenever I write an email, I go back through and I take out 5 exclamation points. But yeah.
As long as you don't replace them with question marks.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Kylie. And now Faculty Senate report, Jessica Rogers.
Larry's sorry he couldn't be here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jess Rogers. I'm an associate professor in environmental studies and the vice chair of Faculty Senate. I am not running for chair, so I will be here for another year to support our new chair, who will be elected in the next week or so. Elections are open now for lots of positions across our Faculty Senate, including the Pacey's board, the chair, the secretary, and then our individual standing committees. So Blair's report was in your packet. And just to add to that, thank Phil in person for all the work you've done with us. He's been an excellent partner to Faculty Senate, always being available to listen, and we look forward to working with Suzanne in the same way. So thank you very much for that, all the work. And on a personal note, Phil was the one who hired me 7 years ago, because he was chairing my department at the time. So in addition to the work that's in the Faculty Senate, or in the report for Faculty Senate, we're also looking at new biomedical majors and the revision to the Bachelor of Science in Music Business, which is coming up. And Blair was sorry he couldn't be here, but it turns out the University Faculty Senate meetings are even more fun than being here. So he's down there representing our Faculty Senate today. And I wanted to publicly thank Blair for the 4 years he's put in being our Faculty Senate chair. This could not have been an easy time to do it. I was on Faculty Senate Executive Committee for most of the time, so I've gotten to work with him a lot. He's been, even he would say he's not been perfect, but he's done all the things that needed to be done. He listens to faculty, he represents our interests wherever we can, and keeps communication going. So I definitely want to thank him for all the work he's done, and hopefully you'll have a new chair to be here with you next year. So happy to answer any questions, and thank you.
Will we be sure to notify the new chair that he or she needs to wear a Hawaiian shirt to these meetings?
I will let them know.
As long as they're on Friday.
Okay.
So we missed Blair's flash of color. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Malicio Richardson, it's your turn. And thank you for bringing those two lovely students.
I'll be brief since I've had time already. I did want to let everybody know that I've started working on our fall DEI symposium that'll take place October 26th and 27th. In a couple of weeks, our students who have been wanting very much to do activities out in the community will host a potluck, and it's going to be hosted at a local church. They've been wanting to reach out and engage, so it provides a really wonderful opportunity. For graduation for our CFD students, we will be providing them, we'll have a luncheon that we'll host, and we'll be providing them with graduation stoles, multicultural ones, and a certificate, and just have a gathering and a recognition for them. The other piece, as we look at diversity and inclusion, we're looking at it in its broadest sense, and so some of the work that we're doing is looking at our capacity to respond to needs for sign language interpreters and captions and things like that, and building that further for our campus. Also worked with our Office of Accommodations and our buildings and facilities in having conversations about access to our buildings, and we were able to install, I know it's in Melissa's report, 5 more door openers and things of that nature. So that'll be quick. How's that?
Thank you very much. Student Affairs.
Kylie has stepped out. It's always hard to follow her and her energy. But as you can tell from her report and my report, spring has sprung on campus. Even with the moderately better temperatures and better to come, campus is alive again. Lots of activities that are now happening outside, and I'll highlight a couple of those. A couple things from the report. We're super proud, super excited, and using Kylie's words. We had our first ever women's hockey All-American player named this year, Kaylee Merrill, and actually she was a finalist for the D3 Player of the Year nationwide. She was a top 10 for that, so we're really excited about that. Men's volleyball made the playoffs and won their first round game, which was also a first for athletics in that team. A couple things from campus life with activities. We had a very successful Charter Day in March to celebrate the 207th birthday of the college. It was a collaborative effort on campus among many departments, including advancement. We had over 800 students check in to different tables and events. So again, to talk about a resurgence after COVID of student involvement on campus. Kylie didn't mention, but as part of the elections last week with a new e-board, Students successfully passed a continuation of the mandatory student activity fee. Every 2 years, that has to come up for vote, whether it's optional or mandatory. You can come back in.
Oh, okay, I just didn't want to be rude.
No, you're fine. Also, in terms of activities, Wednesday of this week, we had a tremendously successful Health and Safety Wellness Expo that was held to celebrate Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It was a collaborative effort with DEI in many offices on campus. We had a number of students come through, wear teal, generate support and awareness for that very important topic on campus, what supports. We also had state police and a number of community agencies involved, so it was a really, really great event. University Police held their Ticket Amnesty Day earlier. They had over 150 food items that were turned in for the food pantry. So they do this each semester, that if a student or employee gets a ticket and they can bring that in on Amnesty Day and donate a couple of items to the food pantry, they will resolve that ticket free of charge for the donation for the food pantry. We have a new lieutenant in University Police. Officer Mark Michaud was promoted to lieutenant. So we are excited that just about completes the domino effect. When Lieutenant Ashley was promoted to chief, it kind of created a domino effect. So we're getting close to being full staff back in University Police. So I think those are the highlights from my report, and happy to take questions. Richard, you told me he had a whole bunch for me.
Yeah, I was gonna write you a letter, but I'll
Okay.
just mention just one for now. I see you do Narcan training.
Yes.
How accessible is the Narcan in the event that there's an emergency?
Yeah, great question. So our Student Health Center, along with our Environmental Health and Safety Office, works together. We have Narcan kits available in all the AEDs across campus. There's 40, 60, I can't remember how many locations there are. So they are widely available. We also have them in the residence halls. There actually was a SUNY-wide initiative, maybe even stemmed from Governor Hochul, but that required that all of our residents, life, live-in staff get trained on Narcan, so we have those kits in the hall. And I'm actually in the process of working on a partnership with a couple of community agencies. We're waiting for procurement to sign off on the agreement, but would be free of charge to the campus. I think we have 10, they call them Nalox boxes, that we're in the process of putting up in additional locations on campus, in high traffic areas that don't have AEDs. So we should have upwards of 80, maybe even 100 locations on campus going into next year that we have the Narcan available. And University Police carries them in their vehicles.
And I know all the RAs that got trained, we got Narcan to carry. So like I know a lot of my friends, and I do. I keep it in my book bag, and there are 40 RAs. So if even half of them carry it in their book bag, that's another 20. So that's helpful.
Well, that's an extremely important item, and it's one thing to carry it, it's another thing to know how to use it.
Right.
And the more students and more people that you train on how to use Narcan, I think could save some lives.
Absolutely. Our health educator, Bridget Bradish, that's one of her major initiatives, doing tabling and doing workshops for faculty. She has a neat program that she does that she can also do the Narcan, that she works with teaching faculty. I forget the clever name, but it's essentially don't cancel that class. And if a faculty member has a conflict and they can't teach that class, please call Bridget. She'd come in and do some health education. She did a Kahoot quiz with SGA a little while ago, and she can also do the Narcan training. So.
We have 58 EADs.
Thank you, 58. I knew it was in that 40 to 60 range, so thank you. That was quick.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. And last but not least, we'll have an academic affairs report from our interim provost, Alan Hersker.
Great, thank you, Chair. Good seeing you all. And Richard, a lot of staff actually have gone through this, as Eric mentioned, gone through the training too. I know the provost cabinet all went through the Narcan training, so it's out there.
Trying to train all our members on that too, just on construction sites as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So, but thank you again. Good seeing you all. Excited to be here. As usual, there is far too much good stuff going on in academic affairs to fit it in one brief report. So just a couple highlights that didn't appear in your printed report. I want to echo Phil. We had a great Middle States monitoring visit a couple weeks ago. All of campus really did an incredibly heavy lift particularly academic affairs, and I think we did a great job over the past 8 months, really beefing up our academic assessment, our non-academic assessment, and we are looking forward to a good report from them. Certainly, I think everybody recognized our renewed commitment to continuous improvement on our campus. So I want to thank everybody for that. We have continued growth in our online grad programs. I'd also want to point out that our new online undergraduate program in political science is kicking off this semester. So we're really excited to see that. I think we all expect it to be a great growth area. This is meant not just for new students, but this degree really was designed to help facilitate students who may have some college credit, but just need to kind of come back in a way to finish their degree path. This is particularly and unabashedly also geared toward the fourth-round population as well. So we're hoping to capture them. In addition to that, and I just want to point out that our program at Riverview Correctional Facility continues to grow. We're really excited about that. And also our college and high school, which I don't know that I've talked to this group about before, but we have a lot of faculty participating in college and high school. This is basically students in local high schools are taking classes for Potsdam credit. Last semester we had, I believe, 800 students throughout the area taking Potsdam classes in high school. So it's great. It's bigger than our incoming first-year student class. So, and we generally get a good chunk of those students who choose Potsdam when they're looking for college. So we're really happy about that. We have, Jessica mentioned some of the programs we have in the work. As always, we've got some great new growth areas and program revisions. We've got some STEM programs that are working on revisions. We have our computer science program, which we just submitted some program changes to SUNY. It's going to make it into a tighter and actually much more career-ready degree, both the Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts. So that's pretty awesome. And then also we have a couple new programs in the work, particularly in the teacher prep area. So we'll keep you posted on that. That's probably, again, as I mentioned, there was some stuff or additional stuff in the report. I probably wouldn't want to close by just offering academic affairs great thanks to Phil as he steps away. He's been, obviously his home has been with us, so we're pleased actually that he could end his tenure helping us out so much, and to welcome Suzanne as well. We're really thrilled that she's here. Suzanne, as all of you know, has a very strong academic affairs background, so we're really looking forward to that. Although it's a little disconcerting that she knows how to do my job, so but I guess that's a good thing. So, and Kylie, I want to thank you. I'm actually thinking maybe about a faculty jousting bouncy house. Maybe might actually be kind of cool for us.
I think it solve a lot of disputes.
It actually
If anyone's
it
fighting,
could.
yeah.
Right. Probably a little more doable than the Hunger Games, but yes. So, as always, I'm happy to answer any questions. The deans are here, and we are always available to address any concerns or answer any questions you may have.
So is the courses that the high school students take, are they all online?
They are not. No, they are actually, some of them are. We have an agreement with the Rochester City School District where they are offering some online courses as well as some BOCES courses with a grant that Alan Grant appropriately got. But no, most of them actually are in person, taught by high school students who are vetted by our faculty. So it's a great partnership. And I think we often, it's great to have actually high school instructors who have an affinity for Potsdam when it comes time for their students to decide where to go to school. So it's a good program for us. Yeah.
Any other questions, discussion?
Alan, I want to add a number that I left out earlier, the grad number. You brought up grad enrollment.
I did.
And I should have mentioned that last year at this time, we had 28 new graduate student deposits. This year, at this time, obviously, we have 46 deposits so far of new students. So that's more than 20. Have to be doubling more than 20.
Yeah, this is a great area of growth and additional revenue for us, so we're excited about grad programs.
Can I ask a general question about some of the numbers, because I just want to make sure I understand how to interpret these. You've got applications, and you've got admitted, active deposits, freshmen. I would assume that out of the applications, you've admitted a certain number of people, but the deposits are probably the most important thing,
That's
right?
right.
Because that's what's actually going to determine who's coming and who's not coming.
Correct.
Super strong indicator that they are. I just wanted to make sure I sort of understood that.
They call it yield, we have to yield a high rate of deposits out of our admittances. Some folks you want to admit that they haven't submitted all their paperwork.
They usually find that comes a little bit later, just before the classes start, deposits.
Yes, absolutely, we'll do a lot more. They have till May 1st, but yet they can do it afterwards, but they're encouraged to do it by May 1st. Some of our students, low-income families, and they wait till May 1st. They're not necessarily worried about getting a space ahead of other students, but they might, if they were applying to a college, they perceive to be very selective.
And it's they're different populations, Richard. You know, undergraduates do tend really to deposit earlier, you know, ideally, as Phil mentioned, by May 1st. Grad is a little bit different. You know, we have, there's no kind of grad deadline for deposit. That happens, I mean, frankly, we admit grad students up until 2 or 3 days before the semester, just because it's a different
I can
population.
understand that, I mean, grad student, you've got a commitment, you've got a commitment.
Exactly.
You can collect that money, same with transfers. You've got a transfer that's coming, you know that they're gonna end up paying.
Yeah.
But it's the freshman that I'm looking at, because that's what's gonna determine where we're headed.
Yeah,
So,
and just to, I know that there are often questions about this, but our deposit is, I believe, it's $100. So it's not, it's enough to kind of say you've got some skin in the game and you're going to commit to come, but I don't think it's enough that it's really dissuading anybody.
okay, that's all I had, thank you. I just wanna make sure I know how to interpret this.
Thank you all.
Allison. Do we have any old business?
So what's the outline?
Any new business? Excuse me. Make an announcement one more time about graduation.
Yeah, thank you, yes, 4 weeks from tomorrow. 4 weeks from tomorrow is commencement, so we're hoping that all the snowy, cold, cool, cloudy days will be done with, and as we've been fortunate in the past, knock on wood, we'll have a gorgeous day on that Saturday for our outdoor commencement. We're expecting close to 800-ish between graduates and undergraduates, so Dr. Smith will be speaking.
Yay.
Yes, and your speech was due yesterday.
Yes. In the works.
It's great, it's great.
Do we have a fall meeting set yet? All right, so we'll circulate around, make sure everybody's gonna be available. And this is the first time in quite a while that we've had everybody here in person.
Yay.
So thank you all for that. So now, Harold, it's your turn.
And move to adjourn.
Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're now all invited to attend and observe the
That's a pretty big gap.
Foundation and Alumni Board upstairs in the 8th floor. Yes? Okay, we'll see you all at graduation.
Thank you.
You know,